Hi everybody, this is Risa from Hudson Valley Vintage. We are home today because we're doing a special project. We're going to show you how to build your own blanket ladder. So this is my husband Kevin and my business partner, as you guys know.
So this is a blanket ladder which I guess would stand like this and you can hang things on. What we also did, we put some eyelets on the back, and if you look at those, really simple. So you can hang it.
We used it as a store display.
Yeah, so you can hang it on the wall, and you could put small plants on it. You could put pictures. You could do any number of things on it. So I'm going to show you how to basically. I'm going to deconstruct this ladder, and it's pretty simple. I'll tell you where I bought everything. I'm not, not necessarily a paid spokesman for any of these stores or shops, but it's fairly simple. The tools, I'll show you all the tools that I used to build this. If I will say in the beginning, as a safety thing, if you're not comfortable using these tools that I show you, please don't try this.
Yes.
You could get hurt. It's not a super simple thing with respect to the tools. So this is a 4-foot ladder. So if you look at both sides, add 2 pieces of 4-foot board. Go to Lowe's or Home Depot
and home center,
or any home center, and get one 8-foot 2x3. So if you measure it, it's not really 2 inches by 3 inches, but that's just how lumber is. They call it a 2x3. So that will, when you cut that in half, I'll show you what I...
And I'm going to be posting later on in the comments the materials that you need.
Yeah.
So you don't need to ask. You could also go back after and rewatch this.
Really simple. I used a circular saw to cut the 2x3 in half. The other thing that I bought. So if you look at the rungs, they're about 1.25 inches. About 1.25 inches if you look at my hand, 1.25 inches in diameter. This is 16 inches wide, and so I went to Home Depot and I bought what they call a closet dowel. So this is a cut-up closet dowel.
It's a closet rod.
It's a closet rod. These are wooden closet rods, about 1.25 inches in diameter. Nice hard, solid wood. So I cut these into 16-inch lengths. Again, I use the circular saw to do that. Pretty simple. The other thing that I use are these ash dowels. So these dowels I'm going to use to attach the rungs to the ladder. We're going to glue them in. It will be rock solid and nice and straight. After you cut, or have Home Depot cut your 2 boards in half, what you want to do, and these are the finished holes. You want to measure from the top 6 inches. Make a mark.
Okay, so from the top, you're going to go down 6 inches.
You're going to go down 6 inches and make a mark.
Okay.
Then you're going to go 1 foot, make another mark.
12 inches.
And another foot, 12 inches.
12 inches.
Another foot, 12 inches, and you'll have 6 inches left at the bottom. Just do that with one. Don't do that with the second one. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Then you're going to get a heavy drill. You want a pretty powerful drill. So you see this one's got a handle on it so that it doesn't turn on you, and a 1.25 inch boring bit, which is a pretty. If you look at my hand, it's a little scary. It's a pretty big drill. Put the boards in a vise, and where you made your first mark, drill almost all the way through with this bit until the point. If you look at this, until the point starts to come through the bottom.
Okay.
And you can see it, so it'll make a little hole in the bottom. Do that on all 4 of them. Flip the board over, and then where the little hole came through the wood, stick this pointy drill bit right back in there and start drilling and drill the rest of the way through.
Okay.
I didn't do that on this on purpose. If you don't do that and you drill all the way through from the top to the bottom, see how it's nice and smooth here?
Yeah.
See how it's broken up here?
Oh,
when that bit breaks through the wood, it tears a little bit of wood. It's actually not that big of a deal, but if you want it nice and smooth on both sides, do it that way. Okay. So once you drill one board out, lay it exactly on top of the other board.
Oh wow.
Match it up. You're basically just going to put this in. You're going to turn it on really quickly and push down just a little, and this will make a perfect mark on all 4 of the spots, so that they'll all line up.
Or you could take a pencil and do it.
Well, you really want to use the drill bit because if you misalign these, your ladder's,
Oh, okay.
your ladder's going to be it's
Okay.
going to be scooched back and forth. So you want to line these up perfectly. Make sure they're right. Just drill down and make a mark.
Okay.
So once I've set the second board, so we drilled through the first one, we set it on top, we marked it. Now I take the second board, I do the exact same thing. I drill almost all the way through with all 4 of them, flip it back over. Again, you can see if you don't do that, what happens. When the drill breaks through, it busts the wood up.
Yeah.
Now when this goes on the inside and we paint it, no one's going to notice.
That's true, but still,
it's still,
we want to do it
depends.
properly.
You want to have it nice. And this is the important part. So these are the ones that match this. You'll notice, see the holes that are drilled in here?
Yep.
They're going to match up with these. Okay, so before you do this, you're going to put a piece of tape on one end of each of the boards. And this is so that everything lines up later. So I have RT, which is right top, and LT, which is left top. So this is going to be the top of the ladder. One side will be the right, one side will be the left. Depending on how you turn it, really doesn't matter. But there's a reason I do that, so that later on, all of the rungs, and then I put a piece of tape on the first hole that says 1.
Okay.
So I've got the top and I've got the first rung. Now I take my 16-inch. I'm gonna reconstruct it because I've already built this one. Now this one, here's one dowel. I've already marked this L1, so I know this is the left end of the dowel for the top one. So I know this goes in here.
And remember, he's building this as a kit.
Yeah, so I'm building this as a kit. So if you're going together, so if you've drilled it out and you've got the right bit, see how that slips right in?
Yeah, that's great.
So then what I'll do, I'll put both of them on there. I'm gonna put all 4 dowels. Here's L2, so this is my left right here. So I'm gonna put this one in here. So I'm going to put this in.
So how far should it be sticking out at the end?
I put them. So if you look down the end here, I've got it so that the way I measured this up, so that the dowels go right to the end.
I don't need to rotate it. Sorry, guys.
Right, they go right.
I can't wait. Let me do it this way.
No, they go right to the end. So you're lining it up.
Okay.
So they all go right to the end.
Oh, see that?
So it's all smooth.
So it's flush against the end.
Yep. And then what you're going to do, using this drill, this bit that comes in this particular kit. So if you look at a 5/16 27 piece.
Let me get that close.
So there you go, right there.
Okay.
I think $3 or $4. Worth every penny. I then put that drill bit in my other drill, so I didn't have to take that out because I found it. And then what you're going to do, while you've got this lined up, I'll show you what it'll look like without drilling it. So it will look like this. What you're going to do is drill, kind of eyeball it, and go right in the center of this. Before you do that, take one of these dowels, lay it up against this drill bit.
Could you show us with one that you have out?
I've got one here. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. And put a piece of tape. So here's a bit. Here's a dowel. So I'll take that, and then I'll put a piece of tape at the end. So hold this. Don't count the little tip part. Count the full bit, and then put a piece of tape on it. So then what I'll do is I'll go right over top of the rung, in the center of the rung, in the center of the board. I will drill
Can you guys see that?
I'll drill all the way down through.
Right.
Until I get to the tape.
And you're going through the
You're going to go through the dowel.
Yeah.
You're going to go through the top. You're going to go through the dowel. The dowel is a little harder than this 2x3, so you'll feel it when it goes through.
Yeah.
Go all the way down until the tape gets to the top of the board.
Okay.
Then go over and do this one, Same thing. The tape goes to the top of
Okay.
the board, and here, and all the way down. So
Okay,
you're
on
gonna,
on all 8.
yeah. So you're gonna drill 8 holes, and when you're finished,
It's gonna look like this.
this is what it will look like. So perfectly simple. And then what I'll do with a rubber mallet, if you were building this in the basement right now, you're practically done. So you can see this doesn't take very long.
No.
So I would take some wood glue, Elmer's wood glue, and I would put it all along the flutes of this wood. You might put a couple of drops inside of here. And you're gonna set this in, and you're gonna basically take this rubber hammer. I'm not gonna drive it all the way in because I'll never get it out.
Yeah, but just show us a little bit.
So you're basically, see, so that's gonna go in, and because you drilled the hole, and you put your tape on the drill bit, the depth of this
It's gonna
pin,
match that exactly.
you're gonna be able to drive the pin all the way down flush, and it'll be nice and smooth, and you don't have to do any sanding afterwards.
First.
So you'll drive all these points, all these dowels in here. That will take you 2 minutes. Literally, I think you can, with the right tools, you could build this in half an hour. One of the other things that I do have that I'll show you that you don't necessarily have to do, but some of the dowels are a little, some of these rungs are a little tight. And so on some of the ones that I bought, they were a little too big. So I have a belt sander. It's a pretty simple tool.
Oh yeah, nothing to it.
So the belt sander is pretty easy. It turns on, this belt goes around, and I just basically put the wood up against the stop, and as the belt's going around, I just spin it, and so I'm sanding down about the bottom inch, just a little bit, and it slides right in the hole just so much easier.
Right,
so
right.
It goes a lot better. You don't have to sand that much, but just in case, I think the Home Depot rungs were a little bit bigger. Even though they measure it at 1 1/4 inch, they should go in. But if not, you can always tap them in with a rubber mallet. So I didn't show you the glue part, but really the only other thing that you'd need on top of this table would be
Glue.
Just glue
And paint.
and whatever color paint you want to use. So I think that's about it. This was pretty simple. Again, one piece of 2x3, probably 1 8-foot closet dowel. It's not that expensive. I don't know what it would cost, but you go to Home Depot. They'll actually cut the wood for you.
Actually, let me ask one more quick question before we end. What if somebody wants to make a 6-foot ladder?
Oh,
so they would just.
You probably need 2 boards because the 8-foot board.
Okay.
You could basically, and so the measurements are easy. It's another, you're gonna have another 2 feet.
Right.
So you'll go 1 foot and then you'll get to the end. You want, if you do that, if you make it greater than 4 feet, have an even footage so that you can always keep the 6 inches at the top and the bottom. So
Right.
don't make a 5-foot ladder, because a 5-foot ladder is basically, you'll end up having.
So make a
shorter
4,
distance.
or a 6.
Yeah, 4 or 6.
Yeah, we're making 4 because we don't want kids to be.
Yeah, and I'm not building this.
Rolling off
I'm
of.
not building this to climb on. So
Yeah.
I'm not building an 8-foot ladder.
This is a
that I'm gonna use.
decorative. This is a decorative blanket
It's a
ladder.
strong piece. It's modeled after an existing real ladder.
Yeah.
So, but that's not what we're building for. Okay.
Okay, so if you guys have any questions, please post them in the comments, and we will come back later and answer any of them for you. Alrighty. Well, thanks for joining us. Have a great night, and we will talk to you soon.